anyhow, folks. Your next comic, please welcome up Mr. John Atkinson.
So going 10th is pretty good, isn't it? Everybody's hammered by now. Takes the pressure off a bit. So I just wanted to start by saying a big thank you to David for putting on a great course. So a round of applause to David. And to all our classmates, a big pat on the back for making it this far. Because not everyone did. And also to young Mr. Matthew Wood, who got his green card just about a week ago to get into America. So congratulations, Matt. And now that's over with. Come on, man, are you funny or what? So I'm imagining you all naked, and it's really working for me.
You've seen half of us naked anyway.
Kevin, if you play your cards right, you might be able to reprise that again later. But as you can probably tell, I'm Australian. Everybody thinks I am. Well, from the Australian sounding part of England anyway. Now I emigrated to Canada in 2006 and left all my family behind. That wasn't planned, just a happy coincidence. But no, I love my family, and saying goodbye at the airport was very emotional. In fact, the tears were flowing. I saw the security guard to pull himself together. You don't even know me. But no, my parents were waving long and hard and saw me disappear into security. In fact, thinking about it, they could still be there now. Come on, love, it's been 5 years. I think he's made it through to departures by now. And I had a rocky relationship with my dad when I was a kid. My mum said it's because we were too alike. But I wasn't choosing to wear flared pants and platform shoes. But the relationship was most tempestuous during my teenage years. Mainly because my dad liked to, on his days off, he preferred, always loved to go train spotting. Whereas, of course, I always just wanted to stay at home and masturbate.
You still do.
Not a lot's changed. Thank God I got out tonight. But time's a great healer. Time's a great healer. Thanks, Kev. And now my dad and I get on as well as we ever have. Between us there's now mutual respect, better understanding, and 4,500 miles. Which kind of just seals the deal. I've got Canadian family as well. Aunt, uncle and some cousins in London, Ontario. And they headed out east a few years back from Edmonton, seeking a city that was modern, vibrant and bustling with activity. Unfortunately, Toronto was closed that day, so they may do with London. But I like London, you know, it's a very friendly, homely city. They've got to fix the roads though. Anyone ever driven there? I once caught the edge of a pothole in my cousin's Ford Festiva and launched into the air like a 747, or maybe Superman. Miraculously I landed okay, but the drive back from Detroit made me late for dinner. So I enjoy travelling, although it can be a stressful experience, not least airport security. You ever find that? I was travelling EasyJet from Berlin, and we had to put our carry-on cases through the size test. Have you ever had to do this? EasyJet, the logo was neon orange, so they had this neon orange cage, and you had to fit your case inside to be allowed on. Well, I've never felt so nervous in my life. 50 people lined up behind me, and cages bulging with all this Marathon Expo crap. Anyway, I get up there, and I fought with all my force. I squeezed it in. I made it. It was in there. Only problem was I just couldn't get it out again. It was jammed. What are you doing? It's stuck. It's jammed. Just Get it? Hold! I'm trying. Well, he had it. After a tug of war, I got all the other passengers to help me. We got it out, you know. But at one point, I was just thinking of taking it with me, you know. Well, the sign says you've got to fit your case inside. There's nothing about saying you've got to fit it back out again. I have expected to see 25 people walking around departures with neon orange cages, and the case is still trapped inside. And I've also found travelling can be expensive. You find that? I shared a cab in New York last November, and I budgeted $20 for the fare, which was fine, until the driver then whacked on a $6.50 surcharge, presumably for his family's Christmas fund. So inevitably he kicked up a fuss when he only offered him a $2 tip. And after I persuaded him to remove the gun from my mouth, I coughed up another $5. Well, food's overrated anyway. So that didn't go so well. Like a lot of my relationships, eh Kev?
Not his boyfriend, by the way.
Well, not yet.
I am single.
Now I'm worried. Now I'm really worried. So I was a bit of a late starter when it came to relationships, or girls rather. I didn't really get going till I was about 7. And before that I was more into Lego than Legover. But then I got roped into playing Kiss Chase at break time. I don't think Kev was at the same school, thankfully, but... Anyone ever play that? The girls did all the chasing and the boys ran away screaming. It was terrifying. I'm still mentally scarred now. And I guess not that much has changed really, except now when the girls are chasing, they usually swing in a handbag purse. Or trying to down us with a stiletto for leaving the loo seat or toothpaste cap off. But no, one of my biggest problems with a relationship is scaring women off early on. So now I wait until the second date to propose. And that seems to work a lot better. But no, I turn 38 next month, and I thought we'd be married and settled down now. My parents got married at 21, having only physically met 6 times. During the wedding ceremony, my dad promised to love, honour, cherish and obey, and find out my mum's name by the end of the honeymoon. It's always nice to know your spouse's name. My last relationship, I knew things were doomed, heading south when my ex's pet name for me changed overnight from sweetheart to dude. Dude! What was that about? When did I go from being a lover to a drug dealer? Pot smoking buddy. The one time I didn't propose on the first date. Unbelievable. And I knew the last rites were about to be read when a week or so later her Facebook status relationship status changed from in a relationship to it's complicated. I thought there's nothing complicated about this from where I'm standing. I'm basically getting screwed. So I've done a bit of internet dating, help me get over it, and but I've never managed to get a strong connection or find the right signals. So I dumped Telus and switched to Shaw. And that worked a lot better. I was actually able to log onto the site then. And I took one date for coffee, and at first I didn't recognise her. Then she pulled out a fuzzy photo of herself, and then the penny dropped then. I asked her what she was trying to hide behind the fuzzy photo. Oh, nothing! I just wanted to be mysterious, she said, stroking her beard. Your voice is a bit deep, isn't it, as well? I've just got to go to the restroom. I may be a while. So I tried plenty of fish, but I kept choking on bones. So that was no help. Tinned salmon, that was the worst. But it's great for me skin, great for me skin. And then I kept the receipt on that one, that's okay. And then I tried Lava Life, gave that a shot, but that didn't work for me either. But I've heard it's great for helping volcanoes find love. Now, Vesuvius, do you take Mount Etna to be your lawful wedded volcano? So I've decided if I'm still single while I'm 40, a couple of years, that I'm probably just going to throw in the towel and become a monk. You know, the clean living, abstinence from sex. Hey, Kev. But the only problem is I may be overqualified. That's what I'm worried about. So I was in New York running the marathon, and I'm an avid runner. There may be one or two runners in the audience somewhere here, maybe. And I love to run. It's a passion, maybe an obsession. Some people call it escapism. And I'm often asked the question, so what are you running from? To which I reply, awkward questions, mainly. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. But no, I love to run, I love to race, compete, and but I found nutrition is very important. It's very important what you eat, especially before a race. I made the fatal mistake back in a half marathon back in 2007 of eating bran the night before. It was a huge mistake. Avoiding gastric turmoil is paramount in these things. And that was a big mistake. And 5 miles in, I was supposed to make an emergency pit stop in a remote area of bush, just west of Spanish Banks. Well, runners racing by me must have thought that American Indians were settling, going by what appeared to be smoke rising above the trees. How? Kellogg's All Bran. Why? Crazy Englishman. And that's my time. Thank you very much. You've been a great audience. Good night.